Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be a match between Flash and Zero here on La Mancha. Alright, I don't think I've cast a game on this map before, so let's go ahead and explore a little bit. It is going to be a 4-player map based on the distribution of the bases. And I think every single expansion you can take has gas. Yep, so no mineral, only expansions. You have little dinosaur bones here in the tar. And, oh, I thought this was going to be wide open, but nope. There is an elevated portion here, so... Is that a Pepsi symbol? Oh, Blizzard, don't get sued by Pepsi. They have deep, deep pockets. Alright, so this is kind of weird. Ramp up, ramp down, ramp up, ramp down, all the way around here. Anyway, let's go ahead and get rid of that and bring this up and let's call it good. Alright, so top right-hand corner is the red Zerg player. It is Zero. And in the bottom right-hand corner, it is the green Zerg or Terran player. Whew, Flash. Man, my brain does this to me. I don't know what it is. I get into it, I look at a color, and I look at a race, and my brain's like, hey, mouth, say something else real quick. And my mouth's like, okay. And it does. But whatever, I have 3 kids, I have a full-time job, I have a full-time channel, I stream on Twitch, I'm going to start streaming on YouTube, I have too much going on, and my brain is suffering as a result. I did cast a best of 5 between these 2 players on the channel back in September of last year. It's got about 45,000 views. It's a pretty good time, honestly. So if you want to see Flash in a best of series, and you haven't watched that one yet, you're a fairly newcomer to the channel, let me know. I'll put a link in the description. I might remember to do so anyway by putting a card into this cast on the top right there. But if you want a link to that, you don't see the card and you don't see the description, let me know and I can help you out with that. Thank you so much. So drone scouting here is Zero. Going for, what did he do first here? That's a hatch first. That is definitely a hatch first timing at about the 14 supply. Maybe 13 supply here. And our Terran player Flash is just kind of, whoa, hold on. I was going to say standard from him, but he went command center first here. So he's playing extremely greedy versus this Zerg player who went hatch first, so really doesn't have a way to punish him necessarily. I'm loving it, but the Overlord does actually scout down this way and does recognize that is a command center first timing if there ever was one. Look at this dead vulture down here too. It's very sad, all split in half and rusted and corroded and falling apart. So Barracks is coming up now for Flash, and that means yes, I'm loving this from Zero. Zero's like, hey man, you want to go command center first? I will go 3 Nexus before pool on you. Or 3 Nexus. Why gosh, I'm struggling today. 3 Hatchery. 3 hatchery before pool. I'm going to start sleeping more, you guys. All right, I know recently I've had some rough casts. I'm going to start getting more sleep. I figured out years ago I need about 8.5 hours of sleep every night on average to be functional. Anything less than that and I'm running a sleep debt and it really starts to affect my brain and just my overall energy levels. And I am at a point where I can do that now. I'm going to start getting 8.5 hours of sleep. Hopefully that'll make my cast clearer and crisper. I won't do weird stuff and call things by the wrong names as often anymore, and everybody will be pleased. So, it is a 3 hatch before pool play. Did he even throw up? No, he threw up the pool before the extractor. He's not that greedy. He didn't go 3 hatch extractor pool. That would have been nuts, but so far so good. I'm loving the scout. I'm loving the response here. This is what I do in ZVTs. If my opponent goes command center first or Nexus first, I got 3 hatches real fast because they can't do anything about it. They really don't have the army composition to do anything about it here. SCV scouting down. I mean, the best part is that Flash went into this completely blind. He was just like, hey man, what's up? I'm not scouting at all. I'm going to go command center first. Hope I don't get, 4 pooled. That would absolutely kill me, but he's fine. Check this action out. He's cool. It's cool as a cucumber. Now, it's the answer going to be here from the Zerg player. Whoa! Whoa, lair timing. All right, man. Oof. That's a really fast lair timing. He got a handful of lings out, 4 of them exactly, trying to see if there are any Marines pushing out to kill him, but no. There are Marines, but they're defensive, and really there's not much here from Flash either. Check this dude out. He's just hanging out. He's got a factory. He's going for a starport, so he's 1-1-1ing it. Well, actually, the 1 barracks, the 1 factory, and the 1 starport. So calling it good. He's got his 1 refinery up. He's got a 2nd refinery almost done. The 2nd extractor is now done from Zero. I feel like, based on the lair timing, this is probably going to be Mutalisks. Although I almost kind of want to see Lurkers based on this. I mean, we're not pumping tanks by any stretch of the imagination. Flash has the ability to make them starting now, because the machine shop is done building. Let's see what he does with it, though. Production tab says nothing as of yet. Oh, my queen's nest. So, by golly, it is a spire and a creep colony. And is he hiding the queen's nest over here? He is. He's hiding his queen's nest at his third base. This SCV might scout it. Is this just incredibly fast hive timing out of 0? Is that what's going on here? This is insane. Gonna try to actually stop this SCV to make sure it doesn't scout what's going on. I don't think they can, though. They don't have speed yet. Speed is just now getting started, and as a result, yeah, the SCV is gonna check the third base. Gonna see the queen's nest and say, wait, hold on. Oh, I don't want to do this, but I want to go back and see if he saw that or not. Hang on, hang on. Is he coming back around? No, he's not. Man, that was close. That was close. Did he go up and around like this? Because if so, he saw it. All right, man, he saw it. Let's just call that good. He saw it. No big deal at all. Production tab says we're going for science vessels. As the science facility is now done, this has been effectively let's leave each other alone for the first 5 minutes or so. I don't think anything has died, including this SCV, which is hilarious. There's your hive, man. He is going hive. He's making 7 mutalisks. He's on 3 bases. He's droning up exceptionally well. SCV does go down as speed finishes for those Zerglings. Irradiate getting researched at this point now. And Vulture speed coming in here too. So Vultures should be able to handle these Lings no problem. Just a couple of them versus 4 Zerglings. I mean, I think that's the entirety of Zero's army right now. He's been droning up. He's making a whole ton of mutalisks. And who's preparing for that? Well, absolutely Flash is. Obviously, he's got 1 inside the main base. He's got 2 here in the natural base, which I'm not sure is enough for the number of mutas that are on their way. This is a big number of muta, but the Marines are here. There's a full bunker of Marines too. There are some medics. I think we're going to be fine. Yeah, see, these Lings are getting rocked. The mutas coming to try to save them. Get out of here. Shoo, shoo. Save the mutas. We're going to stack on up on one of the overlords across the map. Cruise on in, take some shots from that missile turret. That one too. There are 2 in the main base. I lied to you. There's 1 here down by the mineral line and 1 up here by the production. Another one coming up by the production. So the mutas are trying to get what they can get, right? They're trying to do what they can do. One of them already died, which is not good news, but I just feel like, there we go. Lurker Den, Hydralisks in production, and a greater spire. It is a 7-minute... Oh, he canceled it. No! Defiler round coming in. Did you think maybe you can't afford Lurkers and Hydras and Guardians on 3 bases? That might be the case. That seems like a lot for your 3 bases. Nice irradiate, split, 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 split. There it is. There's your split. And he just sacrifices the Mutalisk to the Marines because it can't really do anything else at this point. So heading on home, he does scout the composition of Flash, though. He recognizes that, okay, we're dealing with some Vultures with speed. Got some Marines out. Definitely have some science vessels. But what we don't have are any tanks. I kind of feel like Hydralisks are going to be just fine here. Lurkers, too. Absolutely fantastic. A lot of units for Zerg become really viable when there aren't a lot of tanks out. But it's going to be 5 Lurker eggs coming here inside the natural base to defend it. Some Hydras and a Sunken here at the third base to defend it. Oh, that's actually a Nidus Canal. Nidus Canal building form is really big. Look how small it is when it's done. Boink. So much smaller when it's finished. I guess the construction setup is difficult. Anyway, Lurkers are done. Going for Consume, going for Defilers. I'm loving this out of 0. We really haven't seen fantastic Zerg play versus Terran in a while, I feel like, but so far I think 0 is doing a good job. He's got his Lurkers. He's taking out Spider Mines with them, revealing their presence. Mutas are chasing the Vikings around. They're getting their Spider Mines laid. They pay their respects to dead Vulture buddy over there. Another Irradiate comes up. Split again is a little bit late on these mutas. Are the Vultures going to go for it, is the question. There's not much here to stop them, honestly. These are Lurker eggs, obviously. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Just run past the Sunken and focus down some of these drones. This is really fantastic control here. Kapah, kapah, kapah. Question is, are you trapped? And the answer is no. I think you can swing around this right side pretty much no problem without losing too much. Now backed into a corner, though, where the mutas can find you. Yeah, you're basically sacrificial Vultures at this point, and they all end up getting killed. Alright, so Spider Mines at the top of the ramp, Spider Mines at the natural base 2. Flash is kind of running back home. And 0, what is he doing with his money is the question. He's sitting at about 800 resources. Well, 800 minerals and 500 gas. He's getting adrenal glands. He's getting upgrades. He's making drones all the time. He hasn't really taken a fourth at all. He does have a nice macro inside his main base and another macro hatch. And there's your fourth coming in now. As, I mean, Flash hasn't gone. Oh, he has gone for a third. His third is done. So yeah, fourth base timing makes sense. Just fine here. A plague is now done. It is now done. Muta's flying around trying to see, are there any sneaky ninja bases the Flash is going for? The answer is no. These lurkers, though, man. Got a bunch of science vessels, though. You just irradiate down these lurkers, and then suddenly these bases are in a ton of trouble. In just a massive amount of trouble. I keep thinking this green is army, but it's not. I really wish the minimap dot was smaller. Oh, man. Irradiate, catching the defiler. Irradiate. Okay, so free science vessel there, but irradiating all of these guys? Just the one, actually. Just the one and the defiler, interestingly enough. Got a dark swarm up over it, too, before he died, so nice job, Senor Defiler there. Muta's flying on in to the third base, and you know what? There's only a couple Marines here and one missile turret, but the Mutas pull out anyway. I was going to say, a couple Marines are going to go down pretty darn easily here. There depends on the repair timing on the turret, if it can die or not. But the Mutas decide not even to go for it. Strangely enough, I really think that he should have. I mean, that's just a one turret, and it's not really that close to the SCVs. Right? If you jump in there, get some stuff done. Problem is, it's 122 to 95 supply right now. I mean, Flash is just killing it economically. Macro, he's got a fourth base now on the way, as the fourth base of Zero just now finishes up. Muta's trying to get some stuff done. Here comes the Marine count. Again, irradiating the Defiler. Nice plague. Okay, decent plague. Where's your Dark Swarm? Consume. Dark Swarm. Did he kill one of his own lurkers with the irradiate? You got the Dark Swarm down. I think that's really much of what's important here. But yeah, man, Flash is just kind of killing it. He's got a big army. Got spider mines everywhere that are, in fairness, getting cleaned out by the Mutas at this stage. Oh, free science vessel. Not bad. Irradiating defilers, though, is the way to go here. If you're a science vessel, for sure. Science or defiler does go down, but again, throws down a Dark Swarm just because it's the longest lasting, most effective spell you can toss down. These barracks, are there 3 scouting barracks? Wow. 3 scouting barracks, definitely transitioning into mech now, can tell you that much. So a bunch of Marines out, bunch of medics, bunch of science vessels, but now transitioning into the mech here at about the 11-12 minute mark. So he's got tanks, he's working on Charon boosters. This army kind of dancing around the middle of the map here too. And it's an Ultralisk cavern from Zero. I'm kind of liking it. Kind of liking Ultras versus a Terran that doesn't have too many tanks. I mean, at this point, Flash is making four tanks at a time. So, I mean, the tank count is going to get real high real fast. I like the Overlord and Zergling positioning pretty much everywhere. There's nowhere that Flash can go without getting spotted here, but tacking on in. Science Vessel's taking some hits here. Nice irradiate. No, get out, Mutalisk. You're not splitting well enough. Oh, man. Did all the Mutas just die there? Combined with the Marine attacks and the irradiate, I think all the Mutas are gone. There might be 1 or 2 remaining, but that's definitely not enough to really do anything in the game. Bunch of Lings getting made now here. 14 Lings in production. They're going to have upgrades, man. They have adrenal glands. They have speed. They have +1 armor. They're getting kind of wrecked by spider mines, though. Absolutely wrecked there. Zerglings and Lurkers chasing away the Terran army in the middle of the map. Anabolic Synthesis on the way for... Oh, there we go. There's your Plague and there's your Dark Swarm for the Ultralisks. They're going to have speed here when they start popping out, which is I'm not sure when. Yeah, man. Marine's taking some serious hits. Flash needs to get away from there as soon as possible. Tank does set up and try to get some splash down. Science Vessels allowing the spotting to happen here. Not seeing where the Scourge are necessarily to get rid of these dudes. I don't see any in production. I think there might be a couple out here, but maybe not. Maybe not. Man, he is so confident in his Lings, Zero is right now. Another base done for Flash, by the way. He's just macro machine. Ooh, this is actually a really nice base to take down with adrenal glands. They get the +1 attack. They got +2 armor, which makes them pretty good here, too. Some vultures do respond to this. More Lings cruising into the natural base and trying to knock down that while all the Lings at the third are toast. I mean, again, taking down tanks is something you really need to do versus Terran if you are Zerg and if you are Protoss. Keep that tank count low. Too many tanks is too strong. So Lurker hammering away here. And you know what? This base is going to go down, I think. Dropping Lurkers at the natural base. Trying to get some stuff done. There's 2. And my goodness, Flash is getting pulled around to multiple places at once. Multiple irradiates getting tossed down to deal with this at once too. Right? Absolutely. Zerglings hammering away at these Lings. Only has the 1 kill there, though. SCV is actually firing away there. Defensive tanks getting some stuff done, but 5 kills already. On that Lurker. Play getting tossed down on 1 of the science vessels, but not any more of them, strangely enough. Lot of Zerglings everywhere, man. Lot of them. Friendly fire splash damage going to hurt these tanks a little bit. Kind of amazing. Kind of a good setup there. A couple tanks go down for a couple of Zerglings. That seems like a pretty darn good trade out of 0. We are definitely getting into the non-stop action portion of this replay now, are we not? Zerglings just die so fast. So fast to the Vultures. They've got +1/+1. Still doing stuff over here, man. Yeah, still getting Lings into this base. They must be droplings. They certainly are. So the Overlord speed has been done. 8 Ultralisks in production. 8 of them right now. 169 and 151 supply. Are there enough tanks to where the Ultras are not a problem for Flash? It kind of seems like there are. This is so many tanks. Despite the ones that have died, it is still incredibly so many tanks. Alright, so Lings cruise on in here to this small army of tanks and Marines. So all these are down. That's a good start. We got to get rid of these tanks before the Ultras show up. This is a good way to do it for sure. There's more drop attempt stuff. Oh, I don't think there's anything in that Overlord. Don't think there was. Zerglings getting on top of your stuff here is not good. Not good mojo? Not good juju. Yeah, man. Lurker's getting some stuff done here against these tanks. The tanks do not care. They don't take all that much damage from them. Sure, it weakens them a little bit. But, I mean, they have places to be. They have stuff to do. Zerglings getting into the base in the bottom left again. Going more after more SCVs. Holding the top of the ramp with some Dark Swarms and some Lurkers and a Defiler, obviously. A lot of SCVs are dying here. This is a major victory position for 0 right now. Refinery down. Base effectively down at this stage. There is no mining happening at all to help Flash with his position. He's like, you know what? Fine. It's time to go. Let's move up with our tanks. Let's see if we can wreck house here. These Ultras. Woo-wee. We got 4 armor. 5 armor, rather. The 1 base armor plus the 4 upgrades. They have chitinous plating, and they only have +1 attack, which +2 is almost done here. But yeah, finding some tanks here before they can siege up. That's exactly what you want to be doing. Attacking up the left side, though. Unopposed is Flash. Zero's 5th base is going to go down, but oh, he cannot lose his main. Look at these tanks in the defensive positions here. Nice Dark Swarm. The Goliaths are trying to hold the ramp as well as they can versus the Onslaught. The Goliaths do go down pretty darn easily. SCV's here to block the ramp too, just to keep the tanks alive. They know how desperately important it is that the tanks not be allowed to get right on top, or the Ultras not be allowed to get right on top of the tanks. The 5th base goes down, but this space is still toast. Lings keep getting dropped here all the time. Lings and Lurkers running into the south. This game is turning into a pretty darn exciting one, as both players are doing serious damage to the other one. It's almost a base race, but not officially one yet. Look at these SCVs fighting. No kills on that Ultralisk. It does go down. Meanwhile, the 3rd base, again, unopposed destruction here. There's nothing here to stop Flash from wrecking this base entirely. Ultras destroying Flash's attempt at a 5th base himself. Yeah, man, it's 159-99 supply. It does not look good for Flash, but he does have the tanks. He's got the tanks. They have +2/+1. They are still working on upgrades despite being under attack just a minute ago. I kind of feel like going up that ramp was a bit of a mistake from 0. He should have wiped out what he could down here. Gone after, I guess going after this base and this base and this base is already part of the program. So the problem is the income right now is not good for Flash. He's got a pretty decent bank here, 2,700 minerals and 800 gas. He is doing stuff with it, making 3 tanks at a time. But man, his income, I mean, he's still mining from his main base, because sometimes that happens in Brood War. Is you still mine from your main, even when you're 19 minutes into the game. Nice Dark Swarm. Ultra's getting on top of these tanks here, and you know what? They're going to clean these guys up. Additional tanks show up, not even using their splash damage mode very intelligently here, recognizing they can move and fire and still do tons of damage to these Ultras, but wow. The surround and the destruction there is seriously a problem for Flash right now. 152 70 supply. in favor of Zero. The Ultras are making it work. There are tanks, but there are not enough tanks in numbers to handle this many Ultralisks. I feel like Zero was just left alone for too long, allowed to get up multiple bases, allowed to get up a bank, and this is to the point where he can make 5 Ultralisks at the 20-minute mark of this match. And there's really not much that Flash can do about it here. He's landing his bases, he's mining, but his SCV count is abysmal. He has lost so many SCVs. I think this is your foregone conclusion here. I think this is very much a situation wherein Flash is gonna go down to this Zerg player. I don't know how recent this game is. I know there are gonna be some questions about that in the comments. I'm gonna try to head those off now, but woohoo! Spider Mines! Whoa! Spider Mine's doing serious work here against these Ultras, attacking into an entrenched position, but again, there just aren't enough tanks, I don't think. I mean, when I say enough tanks, sure, there are 7 or 8 here, but man, we're talking about 15, 20. Ultras can't attack into that trench position, but that's it. Good game. Flash has left the game, and Zero is your winner in 20 minutes and 47 seconds. All right. Good one. Good ZVT for sure. You Zerg fans will be happy about this one. I know there haven't been very many Zerg wins recently, and I know I am often surprised by how many people tell me how much I hate Zerg, because I love Zerg. I've been playing Zerg since 1998. The first time I installed StarCraft and the first time I played Zerg, I was like, this is for me. This is it. I can make tons of units and throw them at my enemy, overwhelming them with waves and waves of stuff. Yes. Yes, absolutely. That is my play style, and I've been in love with him ever since. But I try to keep my bias out of my cast, and I'm very happy to report that apparently I'm doing a great job of it. I like Terran and I like Protoss fine. They're very fun races. I play them sometimes from time to time. Definitely play through the campaigns and really enjoyed the setups there. But as far as competitive goes, I feel like I need to play fast. I need to play overwhelming, and Zerg just allows you to do it. So anyway, good game. Good Dark Swarms. Good Plagues happening here. The macro by Flash was fantastic, but not enough tanks to really be ready for the Ultra Swarm when it came. This is so many Ultralisks on the field right now as I keep hovering over where Ultralisks are not to display my point. But yeah, man, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ultras inside the main base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10 Ultras down here. A bunch of them died. We saw a lot of Ultras die in this game, but the income was just too much for Zero. He could afford to lose 2 bases up in the top left because he snuck a base on the left side, was still mining from his 4th. Or is that his 5th? That's fairly new too. And his natural. And his main. What the heck is this map? And how are there still so many minerals here at 20 minutes? Okay, this is almost done. Both players' mains were almost mined out. That is how close we are. And yeah, the natural is going to die too. But income really good. I think we'll see that in the final score. In fact, let's check that out now. And overall, APM 295 for Flash, 322 for Zero, fairly even on that way. 302 units killed by the Terran player, but 223 killed by the Zerg. And the ratio is just not good enough for the Terran to win, if that's what your number is. On the other hand here, resources, yeah, man, that is 4,000 more gas mined for Zero, 2,000 more minerals mined for Zero, and a full 5,000 resources spent more than Flash. So Flash's macro was good. He expanded real fast, but he just didn't do enough damage. Didn't kill enough drones, didn't kill any bases really until the end there when it really didn't matter. And Zero was able to get up to a huge, big, scary army and make it happen. Absorb the losses and get that win. So great job by Zero getting the win. And that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.